Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today for this information webinar for our certificates in human resources management. And I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Marina De Bona. I'm a program manager at the School of Continuing Studies. And on the line, we also have Su-Yan Gay, who is one of our instructors in the HR program. Currently, she is teaching in our full-time program. Su-Yan, did you want to say hello?
Hi there, everybody.
Okay, terrific. So let's move on to in terms of the agenda and what we're going to be covering today. So we've done our introductions, and I'll talk a little bit about York University, who we are. We will, me and Su-Yan will be co-facilitating this webinar, so we will be going back and forth. She'll be covering some of the topics, and then I'll be covering some other topics. But we will discuss human resources management as a career and why study HR. We'll talk about our instructors and their expertise. We'll talk about careers in HR. We'll talk about what makes our York University School of Continuing Studies program unique, what the T-shaped professional is. We'll cover all of the program requirements. We'll talk about the value of the CHRP designation to an HR professional's career. I will share some testimonials with you, and then we'll talk about admission requirements, the schedule, the tuition fees, the next offerings, and actually how to apply for our program. So let me start by taking this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about York University and its rich history. We are the second largest university in Ontario, and we are the third largest in Canada. We are known for academic excellence. 90% of our professors have the highest educational qualification in their field. We have accomplished alumni that span the globe that are making real impacts in their fields and really redefining leadership. We also have a rich research history, and we do have a pedagogy, an expertise in pedagogy, online learning, and instructional design. In terms of York, we have over 52,000 students. I'm not sure if you knew that receive education here at our Keele campus as well as our Glendon campus. In terms of the School of Continuing Studies, we're located at the Keele campus of York University, and we provide meaningful continuing ed opportunities really that combine guided instruction with practical application. All of our programs are designed to develop the well-rounded professional that employers value, with both deep discipline-based knowledge and the broad skills required to communicate and be effective within a multidisciplinary team. So with a variety of options to suit your learning style and schedule, adding a recognized, respected credential such as a York University School of Continuing Studies professional certificate has never been more convenient. And on this slide, I just wanted to share a little bit more about the School of Continuing Studies and the other programs that we offer in addition to the Human Resources program. As you can see here on the screen, we offer programs in cybersecurity and big data analytics and risk management, dispute resolution. Actually, dispute resolution might be something of interest to HR professionals as well. IT audit execution, user experience design, of course, our human resources management program. We have an accounting program, a business management program, public relations, digital marketing, and content marketing, and we have other programs as well, but I just wanted to highlight these for now. And so I'll move on to the next slide, and I will ask Su-Yan to take this slide.
Yeah, so really when we talk about what is human resources management, it really is the function within an organization that focuses on the recruitment of, the management of, and providing direction for people who work in an organization. So really, human resources management is about the organizational function that deals with issues related to people, such as what their compensation, hiring, performance management, organizational development, safety, wellness, benefits, employee motivation, communication, administration, and training. As well, human resources management is strategic and a comprehensive approach to managing people, the workplace, the culture, and the work environment. And effective human resources enables employees to contribute effectively and productively to the overall company direction and the accomplishment of organizations' goals and objectives. So really now HRM is moving away from the traditional personnel administration and transactional roles. It's becoming increasingly outsourced. Now, really what HRM is moving towards. HRM professionals are expected to be strategic, and the utilization of employees is expected to be strategic as well. And employee programs, employers are looking for employee programs to impact the business in measurable ways. Studying human resources management is not just for people who work in human resources management. People managers or team leaders are responsible for many human resources activities or responsibilities. This includes recruitment and selection, compensation, training and development, and as I mentioned before, performance management, conflict resolution, and as well as health and safety and many other human resources activities or functions. So having a good understanding of HR is important for everyone who essentially gets work done through people. When we talk about, if I just go to the next slide there, when we talk about opportunities in HR, when we talk about opportunities in HR, many people are really eager to get into HR because it's a really fast growing field and there's many lucrative opportunities. Now, career analysts expect that the number of human resources jobs to increase in the future, and the median annual income for careers in human resources is above the national average. For these reasons and more, you may be wondering how to start a career in human resources on your own. So really, when you look at the job titles that are available in human resources, you're going to see on sites such as Workopolis and Indeed, you're going to see jobs such as human resources generalists, recruiters, learning and development specialists, health and safety officers, compensation specialists, industrial relations or labor relations specialists, career counselors, corporate trainers, HR consultants, and human resources officers. So you're going to see all those type of titles when you're looking through job search sites. And Marina, I'll turn it back to you then for the next slide.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk a little bit about the value of the CHRP designation to your career, and then I'll ask Suyan maybe to share her experience having pursued her designation. So the HR profession is gaining a lot of strength and credibility, as Suyan just mentioned in her previous two slides. I think a lot of you will probably know what the HRPA is. That's the Human Resources Professionals Association. And so for those that don't know, it is an association that grants the CHRP and the CHRL and the CHRE designations in the province of Ontario. And it is a professional regulatory body that those practicing HR in Ontario would become members of. According to a large study that was conducted by payscale.com, they can confirm that those that obtained the CHRP or the CHRL designation were promoted faster, they were hired by larger companies, and they earned more than those without the designation. They also indicated that job postings requiring a human resources designation have increased by 70%. So not only does a designation correlate with more job opportunities for HR professionals, but it can also be tied to promotions, to higher levels of responsibility, and of course, consequently, higher levels of pay. So PayScale was able to look at in HR professionals' career path, specifically how their job title changed in the span of 5 years. And they looked more closely to see if these individuals actually who earned their designation progressed into higher level positions more quickly than their colleagues without the designation. And of course, you can probably assume that the conclusion from their analysis was that professionals with the designation were promoted more frequently, they moved into higher positions more often than those without the designation. So in closing, when you review the various markers such as pay, career progression, job opportunities, earning the designation has shown to have a very positive impact on someone's professional HR career. And of course, our program, I will show you later, actually meets all the educational requirements for the designation. So Suyan, could you share maybe your story on why you pursued your designation, why it was important to you?
Yeah, for sure. So when I started out in HR, I started out as a learning and development specialist, or it was called an officer position. And I was happy to work in learning and development, but I was like, oh my gosh, there's all these other opportunities within HR that I wanted to pursue. And I realized that a lot of the job postings were saying at that time that it was an asset to have the designation. So for me to to go into other opportunities, I thought, you know what, let me get this designation because I'm seeing it as being put as an asset. Now, when you're looking at job ads for HR opportunities, you see it now as basically as a requirement. And specifically, the ad will say that you have the designation or you're actively pursuing the designation. So for myself, I wanted to work in other areas of HR. I was able to get in to learning and development, but I wanted to touch on all the areas. So I thought a designation would really make me fully equipped to be able to work within all the areas of HR, and it did because it helped me progress throughout my career. So it was really valuable for me to get it.
Okay, great. Thanks you so much for that. So let's move on to the next slide, and where I talk a little bit more about the designation and how our program fits within all of this. So as you see on your screen, the completing your our certificate in human resources management, whether it's the post-degree program or the fully online program, which I'll cover a little bit more and go into more program detail in the next few slides. But either program covers the educational requirement for the CHRP and the CHRL designation. So our programs would be the very first step that you would take. You would complete all the 9 required courses that you need for the designation, and then you would move on to the HRPA requirements. So what they require, for example, for the CHRP designation is the 9 courses. Then you would have to become a member. You would have to write a knowledge exam, complete a job ready program, and then do a jurisprudence exam. And then once all that is done, then you would get your CHRP designation, and then would be qualified for entry-level HR positions such as the ones on the screen, like HR assistant, HR associate, HR coordinator, and so on. Now, this slide is really primarily for the CHRL designation. It's very similar. The path is very similar to the CHRP designation. However, the differences lie in the HRPA requirements. So you complete our program successfully with the 9 courses. You move on to completing their requirements, which are membership in the organization, writing a CKE2 exam, and a jurisprudence 2 exam. So they're just slightly more difficult and more comprehensive than the CHRP exams. They have a job ready program as well that's required, and then they have an HRP professional program. And those professional I know it sounds like a lot, like a whole program that you have to do, but like I know the job ready program and the professional program are short and manageable kind of programs that you can complete. But then, the caveat here is that you need 3 years work experience in order to qualify for a leader designation. So CHRL designation. And then once you've done that, you would be qualified for more managerial type positions like an HR manager or a business partner or director or an HR officer. So I hope that was clear. And let's move on to the next slide, which is, a discussion about what makes our program at York University unique. So there are a few things that make our program unique in comparison to other programs that you see at other universities or at colleges. The first one is that we're cohort based. So what that means that you will start and finish the program with the same group of people. So whether you're doing it full time, whether you're doing it completely online, you are moving through the program with the same group of people. So what that means is you're buying a program. You're not actually buying course by course. You are buying the entire program. All of our courses, as I mentioned, are all HRPA approved. You will meet all the educational requirements for the designation. Another really unique thing about our program is that we integrate non-HR competencies into our curriculum, which prepare students for the workforce and really provide them with a solid grounding in skills that will help get them hired and be eligible for a promotion. We have very experienced instructors that have extensive HR experience, just like Suyan on this call with me today. All of our instructors have worked in the field. They are not academics. They have the academic background, but they have also a lot of professional experience, so that what makes it really neat is that they can bring that professional experience and all of those examples from the workforce into the classroom so that you can benefit from that as well. Both of our programs are very flexible. Both the full-time and the part-time program are very flexible. Students can still work while taking either program. program. And graduates of our program, really at the end, they're going to be uniquely positioned to thrive in a very vibrant multicultural workplace. So, in terms of education fit to a T, what I really mean by that, and what I'd like to add on to the last slide that I talked about making our program unique, is that I wanted to really showcase the integration of non-HR competencies into our curriculum. And really, our goal is to create not only an HR professional, but a T-shaped professional. And what we mean by that is that we want all of our students, we want to produce graduates who can write, speak, negotiate, problem solve, make ethical decisions, and really think critically. Again, that goes back to the strategy part. Graduates will have the depth of experience. They will learn the core skills to do the job, and they will also learn all of those very critical cross-functional skills that will help succeed in a career in HR. So Suyan, did you want to discuss maybe just from your perspective, why you think soft skills are important for an HR professional? I guess taking an employer point of view.
Yeah, sure. So, from an employer point of view, maybe I'll just go back a little bit and say what really attracted me to the field of HR is that these roles generally provide you with the opportunity to work with all levels of employees. So, from frontline workers to the executive levels. And for this reason, HR professionals are expected to have very strong soft skills or interpersonal skills to ensure that they are able to interact appropriately at any level, with any level of employee. And then these days, employers have the expectation that HR professionals can navigate within the organization with ease and possess the necessary interpersonal or soft skills to do so. So whether it's coaching an employee or conducting a brainstorming session with people managers or facilitating a strategy session with executives, employers are really looking at HR professionals to have these type of soft skills or appropriate soft skills that will allow them to do so with ease. So that's why it's really important that this education fit to a T is incorporated as well into this program.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's move on to talk a little bit more about the actual programs themselves and how they're structured and so forth. So we do have a post-degree certificate in HR management. And as I mentioned, this is a full-time program. The primary audience that we have seen for this program, it's open to anyone that has a post-degree, has a degree in any discipline whatsoever. But the primary audience that we have seen for this program are normally university students who have just graduated from university. They haven't landed their first full-time job yet, and they're wondering, they may have a degree in psychology, and they're wondering, what am I going to do with my degree in psychology? Well, you know what? HR would be a great addition to a psychology degree. There's a great marriage right there. So we've seen a lot of university grads, recent university grads, and then we also have a lot of international students that find our programs very appealing as well. You can complete the full-time program in 9 months. We offer it twice a year, in the fall and in the winter. And actually, next summer in 2020, we will be offering another full-time program in the summer as well. So by 2020, we will be offering the full-time program 3 times a year. The program has 9 courses, plus we've included a special course called Business Foundation or Business Communications for HR Professionals. So there's 10 courses in total. Students are required to be in class 4 days out of the week. Normally, they have 1 day off, and they are not in class the entire day. So we have various sections. You could be in a morning or afternoon or kind of late afternoon kind of section. So you're really in class 4 days a week, 3 hours each time. So that'll give you those that are interested in this program an opportunity to study or to work part-time. And of course, our schedules change year to year. Lastly, this program requires a degree, I think I mentioned already, and there's actually an application for this program. So in terms of the program overview, this is the sequence of courses in the program. You will start off with business communications for HR professionals and then move on. The first 2 courses are the prerequisites, human resources management and intro to organizational behavior are the 2 prerequisite courses. And then you move on to occupational health and safety, HR planning, compensation, an intro to accounting, recruitment selection and performance, industrial relations, and then training and development. And if you are an international student, we do have an English language proficiency of an IELTS of 6.0. Now we have our fully online certificate in human resources management. This program, very, very flexible, fully online. You don't ever have to come to class. It's asynchronous, which means that you don't need to be online at any specific time. Therefore, you can log on late at night, on the weekend, whatever is convenient for you and your schedule. This program, primarily designed for working professionals, I would say 99% of the people that take this program are working full time. You can expect in this program individual assignments as well as an opportunity to work on group assignments as well. Expect to participate in weekly discussion forums. And in terms of how much time to dedicate to the program, on average, you need to probably, it's usually 5 to 7 hours a week on reading, homework, and participation in the online discussion forum. So you can finish this program in just under 2 years, and you will have all the 9 required CHRP courses that you'll need. And this is a program overview of the 9 courses. And as you can see, the 10th course is not included in this program. It's only included in the full-time program. Okay, and they're the exact same courses. So let me move on to sharing some student testimonials. The first one is from a graduate of the Certificate in Human Resources Management in 2018, Andrea Jara, and she indicates that she loved her experience with the part-time online program and with York University Continuing Studies. She experienced flexibility in work and school scheduling, amazing profs, knowledgeable at their craft, teleconferencing, calls, webinars, and digital tools for continued communication. And then I also have a testimonial from one of our 2018 graduates of our full-time program, and a good program for people expanding in the field of human resources management. And we also have a program advisory council that actually helps us keep the program very current. We do tap into our program advisory council quite a bit. They are all senior professionals in the HR industry that sit on our program advisory council, and they really provide oversight to the program. And Julie Giraldi, she is one of our advisory council members. She is an executive in HR, has been working in HR for over 25 years. And what she states is that York University's York School of Continuing Studies is taking a broader perspective and ensuring students in the program gain a comprehensive business understanding and not just focus on HR. When I was able to speak to students this part in April at York University's networking event, I loved that there were both business and human resource grads in attendance. This indicates to me that York places importance on the business operations of HR. So again, this goes back to the soft skills, the cross-functional skills that we were discussing earlier. So the post-degree program, the full-time program, these are the admission requirements. The minimum is a BA degree to get in. Official transcripts will be required. If you're an international student, you need to provide an original English translated copy to the university. There is a requirement for a completed online application form. And if you're an international student, of course, a proof of language proficiency. For the part-time program, the admission requirements are if you're a mature student, you have successfully attended at least a year of college or university, or otherwise eligible for admission to the university. So the tuition fees. So for the post-degree certificate, which is the full-time program, the domestic tuition fee is $8,249. And for international students, it's $18,999. The part-time fully online program, the tuition fee is $6,921. In terms of the next offerings, we do have a post-degree full-time program in fall of 2019. We're still accepting applications, but that program is definitely going to sell out in the next week or so. So if you're interested in the full-time program, I would highly recommend that you get your application in ASAP because we are reviewing the last batch and we probably will sell out of that program. We do have a part-time online program that starts May the 6th. We're still accepting applications for that. And also available in the part-time online are fall 2019 and winter 2020. And full schedules are all available on our website. So for contact information, please contact the School of Continuing Studies at that number on the screen. And Morgan is our Continuing Studies advisor. She can talk to you about your career plan and so forth, and give you all great information about the program and where you would like to go and so forth. If you are inquiring about registration, please feel free to contact Allison or Carmela at regscs@yorku.ca. And that's it for us. That's in terms of our presentation. But I would love for Suyan and I to take some questions. And while we take questions, I'm just going to put the contact information back on the screen in case there's anyone that that needs that. So I have a question about the online program. How many courses per semester? There are roughly 2 to 3 courses per semester. And then I had a question about something that's equivalent to IELTS. If you could contact Morgan, the Continuing Studies Advisor at continue@yorku.ca with that question, she'll be able to answer that question. I am not I am not familiar with the CELPIP exam and whether it's equivalent to an IELTS. I've never heard of that exam, so you need to please contact Morgan and she'll be able to help you. Is anything face-to-face for the online program? No, nothing is face-to-face. It's fully online and asynchronous. Can you share more information about the Job Ready program for CHRP? I cannot share information on that program because it's not our program. It's an HRPA program. However, having said that, we have invited and do invite the HRPA in at least twice a year to do presentations to our students for both the online program and also the full-time program, and they have an excellent presentation. The HRPA rep that attends these presentations is excellent, and she'll be able to go through all of that once you become a student, or you can contact the HRPA directly. If you're, I would be registering as a mature student. Do you need transcripts? You do not need transcripts if you are applying to the online program. It's only the full-time program where you need transcripts. How long is it? The full-time program is 9 months and the part-time online program is just under 2 years. It's about 18 months. Can the online program be finished sooner than 2 years? No, the online program, it's cohort, as I mentioned. So you are moving through the program through a program that we have established, and you cannot finish it sooner than 2 years. And can it be overstretched? Like, can it be stretched? No, it can also not be stretched. The only time that we allow transfers to another cohort, for example, would be for medically documented reasons. Are timetables available for the post-degree certificate? Absolutely. If you go to our website at continue@yorku.ca, continue.yorku.ca. Sorry, I gave you an email address. Continue.yorku.ca. All of our time, like all of the actual schedules are all on the website. When are the exams for the online? So the exams are normally done at the very end of it's the last weekend in the course, and they are done either online through virtual proctoring, or you can come to the campus and write your exam here on campus, which is free. If you write it through virtual proctoring, then it's the student, it's the expenses then on the student. How do we choose which section do we get into for the full-time program? So really what we do is it's on a first come first serve basis. So we've got 3 sections, and it really depends on you and when you've registered. So the sooner you register, the better chances you have of getting into the section that you want. So how do we collect the certificate if you're an international student? If you're an international student, we would either mail it to you, which is fine. We can mail it to you. Otherwise, all students are invited to a graduation ceremony here on campus. If you do come to the annual graduation ceremony, we would give it to you at that time. Otherwise, we would be happy to mail it to you. Are there any other questions? Are there any questions for Sue Yan? Maybe from an instructor's point of view, if you have a question, it's a great opportunity to ask her a question. I have a question about vacation time. How do we make up topics? Well, the program is online, and you can take the program because it's online. You can access it from anywhere you want. If you're going to be away for a week, then you just let your instructor know. Let them know that you're going to be away, that you're not going to be participating in the discussion forum, and that may mean that you're going to lose marks for those 2 weeks. But that's just the only way around it. As an online student, do you get help from the teacher, or is it that is that individual? No, absolutely. The online program is it's not self-directed. Every single course is going to have a teacher, an instructor that will be facilitating the course and is going to be available to you for the whole duration of the course and the program. You will always have access to an instructor. I think I have time for a few more questions, and then I need to wrap up. Do we have any other questions? So I have a question about how do we book an appointment with your instructor? The instructor will be available to you. You're going to have access to the instructor online. So you can email the instructor, you can participate in discussion forums, you can send messages to the instructor. The instructor will always be there. We have a standard where our instructors are online facilitating discussions every single day. Okay, so that is what we expect from our instructors. So believe me, you are going to have a lot of access to your instructor. So I don't want that to hinder you from, considering the online program. I have a question about success rate for online program. Unfortunately, I don't have any statistics that are like real solid data. I know that I have just anecdotal information from graduates that have graduated from our program and ended up getting promotions and so forth. These are people that I've spoken to personally, but we don't really have any data that we can share with you, unfortunately. When is the tuition due? Is it due all at once? The tuition for the full-time program is due before the program begins. You are able to put in a deposit and then pay the balance before the program begins. And then for the online program, if you contact Morgan at continue@yorku.ca, she can explain how the part-time program works. Okay, I think that we will wrap it up. And I really wanted to thank everyone for joining me today. I really hope that you found this helpful. And Suyan, thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with
No
us.
problem. No
I
problem.
really, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much and enjoy your day. Take care, everyone.